Hello and welcome back to yet again another artist profile. Today I am here with Tom Rossi, and as you may know, I reviewed one of the tracks off of his debut EP, Waking Up. Today I've got him here with me just to have a general chat about his EP. We are missing one member, unfortunately, and that's the sea monster himself. He's too busy in Scotland trying to fucking cause hassle. But it's fine, man, don't worry. You know, little joke to Loch Ness Monster, because he's a sea monster. Do you get what I mean, man? Do you get what I mean? No, all right, shut the fuck up then. But today, yeah, we're just going to talk to good old Tom Rossi, get some insight into his EP, and maybe find out a little bit more than we should know about him as well. So, hi, Tom, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm all right, cheers, mate. I've been graced with your presence, so I couldn't be happier.
Oh. I've been graced with your presence, vice versa.
Oh, stop it, you! Get your finger out my bum.
This whole Q&A can just be me and you complimenting each other.
To be fair, mate, yeah, I'll just upload it as a flirting compilation. Watch me as I try to seduce.
Tom Rossi.
I got Tinder Gold for this bullshit.
Oh, if only.
So first off, congrats to fuck off. First off, congrats on your EP, Waking Up.
Thank you.
I've managed to listen to all of it, and I fucking love it. I like the general sound of it, and it's just a nice EP, isn't it? It's not. It doesn't take itself, like I said, take itself too seriously, is what I said about one of your songs. But I feel like the EP isn't just sort of an ego trip. It's just sort of you making the music that you want to make, and that's what you released.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, thanks for that, man. That means a lot. It's just kind of like, you know, it's me and Seamus. We just had a lot of fun writing a lot of the stuff. So, yeah, and we don't really take ourselves too seriously. I mean, the whole promoting is just self-deprecating, cheesy humour. So
please listen to this, or I might jump off a building.
Literally. Are you? Oh, bless.
Yeah, I'll ask you the first question, because you know that usually fucking helps in these segments. And what is it most that made you want to write this EP?
Well, there's a lot of things, because I also go to BIM. I go to BIM Brighton, and I was in a band for a while called Rossi and the Dreamers, and I kind of had that phase, and after a while it kind of disbanded, as it does, you know, with most groups. They went on to better things, and I just kind of went my own way. And I don't know, I just kind of, when I took that, I thought, well, I'm going to take a bit more time to write music, and I'm going to go into it a bit more, see what I can learn and stuff like that. And I mean, ultimately, I wanted to write this EP because when I was in my old kind of indie band in Brighton, it was a lot more kind of Britpoppy, but also kind of veered towards post-punky. And for this EP, I basically just wanted it to be me, essentially.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of showcase what I had learned since I'd been in that band. So, yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. You know, most other people do it, so... I
mean, you've given it a go, and you've
right?
come out shining on top because you just have the most angelic voice ever. You should make just audio documentaries of you just talking people to sleep.
Don't worry, I'll do sat-nav stuff next, so I'll say stuff like, turn right.
Hello, this is Tom Rossi, and this is Waking Up, but before that, please turn left.
Before that, 100 yards, there's a roundabout. Take the second exit.
You've sold me. Fuck the music industry, mate. That's where it really is.
I mean, if all else fails, I just do ASMR videos. That's the plan.
ASMR video by Tom Rossi coming soon. I'll make sure to link it down below. Obviously, with this EP, you've done your own thing, and you said obviously your old indie band. And obviously with indie, there's a lot of inspirations, mainly talking from personal experience, mainly coming from people like Arctic Monkeys in 1975 and all of that jazz. But with this specific EP, I feel like not that it jumps from genre to genre, but it has a very different feel to each song. It doesn't feel like you've just sort of copy and pasted the same thing. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, no.
I'd ask, when writing this, sort of what inspired you? Was it a different artist for each type of song? Or was it primarily just, I want it to sound this way, so this is how it's going to sound? Or just was it a pure fucking accident?
Well, like, it's kind of, I mean, it's a bit of both, to be fair. Like, a little bit accidental. Like, I only kind of realised after I recorded it and listened to all the songs as well. Um, but, like, it is kind of correct what you're saying, because I wanted it to be a showcase, essentially, because uh, in this other band I was in, we kind of stuck to one genre. It just kind of bounced about a bit with different songs I would do. But for this EP, I wanted to kind of demonstrate what I had learned. So, like, You and I, which I wrote with Seamus and stuff, was a very kind of happy-go-lucky song, and Brighter Days, a song about World War One, but I made it try and sound more folky and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, I tried to keep it sounding as similar as I could, because you need to know you're listening to an EP, not to like a whole
one song's EDM, the next one's black metal.
Yeah, exactly, or a mixture of EDM and black metal, which next album. But I tried to keep it all similar, but at the same time very diverse to show off what I could do to a potential audience, and yeah, like kind of what you said, really.
Yeah, I mean, listening to it does feel like a jack of all trades EP, if you know what I mean. It, like I said, with some albums that you listen to, I found that was the problem. I mean, this is a general problem, but a problem I found with like the new 1975 album was that they tried to be so different in each song that they ended up just basically fucking themselves in the arse. And I couldn't tell halfway through if I was listening to the same band or not. But obviously with this EP that you've made, throughout you can also tell that it's still you, even though everything has been changed. And I definitely think that's something to not only be proud of, but that works very commercially well, because not only then do you have a brand new sound to every song, but then you also have this ability to show that with future releases as well, that it's not always just going to be the same thing rinsed consistently. Do you know what I mean? So you're not thinking this is what this EP sounds like. The next one comes out and it's like, oh, well, it's still exactly the fucking same. I hope that's cool. It's going to be different each time you're listening to it. And I think if you can do that on a 4-track EP, then with like future albums and singles and whatnot, it's basically limitless potential, isn't it?
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
But like, yeah, no, I agree with what you mean, because like, obviously one of my main inspirations being the Beatles. When you kind of listen to their albums, like from the first album, Please Please Me, all the way up to Let It Be, every kind of album's still kind of the same, and you know it's them. But they do change it up a little bit with each album. Like they'll add even a different kind of technique they used or a different sound that they used. And I tried having that kind of mindset when going into it, just so it can be, like you said, distinguishable, and like they know it's me, but it's also not the same boring kind of repetitive sound, if that makes sense. Like, well, not sound, but like style. That's it. Style, better word.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that I think that's a problem that quite a lot of big artists, but also small artists face, is that they don't want everything to sound the same, but they also want to mix it up. And that's like one of the problems that I have with Catfish and the Bottlemen, is that to me, personally, every song sounds the fucking same. And if I wanted to listen to the same thing, I'd just put the same song on fucking repeat. But that's not the point. But sorry, I just have a hate. I don't like them. They piss me off.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do, you know.
Yeah, but just why? Just
I'm sure they're lovely people. I'm sure they're lovely. Yeah, cut that out. Don't show that. No.
Cut!
Catfish and Bombing. I love you.
Sign me, please.
Yes. Let me support. Yeah, thanks.
I'm glad you like the EP. You're shit. But yeah, no, I definitely think that's something that smaller artists, and now seeing bigger artists suffer from, is that they want everything to sound so different that you can't tell whether you're listening to the same band or whether you're listening to something else. So I congratulate you and applaud you on being able to change everything up without making it a completely different thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Well, thank you, because that was kind of what I was aiming for.
Well, you definitely fucking did it, didn't you?
That got it. Yes!
All right. Tom's ego's getting a bit too big, so I'm going to have to cut this interview here.
Lower it down.
So thanks, Tom.
That's it.
So obviously playing in previous bands, and now I assume for future you're sort of going to keep this as just you with a backing band. So from now, can we sort of presume that you are just Tom Rossi and then people play with you?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, like, I want to always have Seamus help me out because he's kind of been co-writing with a lot of stuff with me, and we work really well together. Like when we write lyrics for a song, usually what it is that I'll kind of come to him with some chords or something, and I'll be like, I'm really stuck for lyrics. You know what do? And he'd we just kind of sit there and we'll bounce off of each other ideas. We'll be like, nah, it doesn't work. We're like, yeah, that sounds good. So like, I want to keep Seamus because he's a good mate, and also because I need him. But he's a real good mate, and yeah, I mean, obviously with band wise as well. Like, if I do manage to get guitarists and stuff like that, because I'd probably in a live setting if we were to do it. I'd probably want to play bass because it's just easier for me personally. Like
less strings.
I'm very kind of sorry.
Less strings, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Less strings, less thinking. And if everything gets too hard, you can just do root notes.
Yeah, no one pays attention to the bassist anyway.
Literally. But yeah, I kind of in a setting like that. Obviously, I'd be open if the guitarist I was working with would want to suggest an idea for something, and I'd be open to that because if I do perform live, I would want it to be not as crystal as the same as if it's released on a online platform or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially maybe a Rossi and the Dreamers 2. That would be a good one.
Rossi and the Dreamers 2, Electric Boogaloo.
The squeak wall. But yeah, I kind of want to stick to that. It would because obviously it's really good to work with different people and have other people put forward their ideas to what songs you write, and I'd really love that.
Nice. Well, that kind of like leads on to my next question, and is that after obviously all of this pandemic stuff and Corona stuff is over, would you be looking into gigging, or is this strictly sort of a release only sort of project?
I'd love to be gigging. I'd love to be gigging. I'd love to I'd love to get gigs for it after all this is over. Like I've had quite a few people, like friends of mine, who say they want to play music with me after all this is done and see what they can do. And just before this whole pesky pandemic thing.
Oh, that pesky pandemic.
The pesky plague. I had a little kind of band at BIM that I kind of formed for a little bit, and they were really good. There was like good chemistry with everybody in the band and stuff. And I'd love to, eventually get people gigging, get people to learn my stuff. I think it'd be really fun, and it's kind of what's needed next if I want to grow as an artist as well. Because I mean, it's really good doing stuff online and producing my own stuff, but I also need to actually get out there and interact with the world.
Well, funnily enough, it's almost like I've thought this through. That also kind of leads on to my next question. I asked this to a gentleman the other day, and it's also a discussion that I had with the two guys I do the podcast with. And that is, obviously, with this whole Corona situation, I found personally, before Corona became such a huge thing and part of this sort of world at the minute, that live music was slowly dying. And that was for mainly small artists rather than bigger artists, because obviously bigger artists have the audience, they have everything they fucking need, they have the money for it. But with smaller artists, I kind of feel like, because with Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube Music and Deezer, and I mean, who the fuck uses Deezer, but it's a good example. But but like with all these, the only person with a Deezer subscription.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, if you look on Deezer, I have a whole discography of things.
Oh, well,
but
definitely don't check out Tom Rossi after hearing that fucking news. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, obviously with like Spotify, Apple Music and Deezer, there's so many people who are trying to do the same thing essentially, which is put music out, get noticed, get seen, become famous, do what they want. Do you feel now in this day and age with so much accessibility that live music is dying? Or do you think it's just a matter of it's slowed down before it can get big again?
I think that's good question. I have to think now. I think live music, I mean, I see what you mean, because whenever I had friends in Brighton doing gigs or whatever, And every time I kind of go and see them, I noticed that it would slowly just people would just rather not, and people were getting quite tired of it. But I think if there's any kind of silver lining we can take from this pandemic and everything like that, it's that people will want to be around with each other more. So, like, I kind of agree with what you said. Like, it was dying down to then kind of go and explode again, have another boom. Because if there's anything this pandemic has sort of taught all of us, it's we need human contact. I mean, it's taught me that at least. But
Mate, I've started talking to my cheese. Do you know what I mean? I pull it out the fridge every now and then, ask how its day's going, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing, man?
At least you have cheese to talk to, man. I just talk to myself, and that's horrible.
Oh man, you can always call me.
I'm such a boring person.
You're not a boring person.
I am to myself. But
I think you're a cutie, mate. Don't worry about it.
Oh, so cute. Thank you, you handsome young man.
It's all right, man. Don't worry. About it. I got your back, boo.
Oh yeah. But no, I kind of agree with what you said. Obviously, it's I can't tell the future. Not many people can. But hopefully there should be a resurgence. Like obviously there's loads of problems.
Not many people can. Oh yeah, mate. I remember walking down the street all the time and just seeing those people were like, "Do you want to know what the future is?" Because I fucking know it.
Well, I don't know. We have a fortune teller at the end of Brighton Pier, and they seem quite legit. So you never know. But
where are you, Mystic Meg? Why didn't you predict this fucking pandemic?
Why couldn't they have told me about this? They could have helped me give the name for the EP. I didn't know what to call it for ages.
Should have asked Mystic Meg, dickhead.
Fuck's sake. Oh, but no. I mean, I think. Obviously, it's a problem because loads of local, like, small venues have been closing down as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was happening before as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like. There was this really big one back where I am now, where I live when I'm not in uni, is Bournemouth, and there was a big one called Chaplains, which is kind of, that used to be like the hub for loads of indie bands there. They kind of, it wasn't a very good venue, but it had a reputation. And if there was a night at Chaplains, it would be like, yeah, let's go. It like kind of had that stigma behind it, and it had really good prices for stuff as well, and it had really good acts play there, and I heard recently that was being closed down. That was just quite a shame.
It sucks, man. This whole pandemic has obviously just sort of fucked the entertainment industry.
Yeah,
in all ways.
Well.
I mean, obviously, like with streaming, Netflix and video games, it's kind of been booming because no one's got anything to do. But the people like yourself, who sort of thrive on human contact and people coming to see what they've got to offer. This whole pandemic has basically just sort of put a pause on it and gone, fuck you, we'll do it when I'm ready. And it sucks, man, because if I'm correct, you released this EP during the pandemic, didn't you?
Yeah, kind of June 1st, that time.
Yeah, and obviously I know that a lot of musicians, once they've released something, the first thing they're doing, or raring to do, is just go out and just fucking gig it, get people listening to it. Did you find that was a struggle to sort of make this and then essentially, I hope this doesn't come across as rude, but essentially not be able to do anything with it? Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no. Well, no, I get what you mean. That's not rude at all. Don't worry. I'll just cry about it later. But no, it was kind of like my whole idea was to kind of get the eye of people, because I've been kind of quiet for so long in Brighton, and I was with my old indie band, which didn't really go anywhere, but we still had a couple gigs and it was fun, and people still kind of associated me with that band. And essentially I just kind of wanted, it was kind of like I knew it wouldn't go anywhere, because I have to find a band as well who would actually want to do it as well, because obviously doing something for BIM and then gigging is completely different. But what was I saying? Sorry, my brain's just farted.
No, that's fine, mate. Absolutely fine.
It'll come back to me. Oh no, that's it. Just like it was kind of just a little hello. I'm doing this now type thing for this EP, and hopefully get people's interest to want to play with me, and it has to an extent. I already have a lot of people I performed with at BIM who would want to play with me probably.
Nice.
And it's going to be difficult, of course, but I think also after this, it's because obviously it's going to be it's already very dire and trying time. But after the lockdown's restricted and we can get gigs and such, people are going to want music that they can identify to. Or, I mean, my songs and that aren't really, maybe they're identifiable to some people, like maybe some people can relate to it, but it's not as relatable as things like punk would be, or another band, like another genre that I can't think of right now. But I can at least be that kind of jolly distraction, like just my little wholesome stuff,
Hey man, are you feeling sad? Come listen to this.
Literally, just come to Rossi and the Dreamers 2 and Electric Boogaloo, and everything will be lovely once again.
Instead of therapy, they'll just start pointing them in your direction.
I could have a little therapy couch on the stage. I could sing songs and then offer professional advice.
Yeah,
professional.
You just get people falling in love with you, mate.
Oh,
I'd only come up on that stage just so I could be within fucking 2 meters of you, just so I could touch you and smell you.
Hey now, you don't have to be on stage to get that, Danny boy. You can get that any time of the week.
Oh, wait till this recording stops, mate. I'm gonna whap my cock out.
Oh, me too, mate. Spoiler alert.
Oh, the only thing you're spoiling is me with all that meat.
Mate, there's nothing there.
It's just gone. It's inside me. Anyway, sorry, we're fucking sidetracking hard. We've gone from fucking...
There's a lot of sexual tension in this interview.
Yeah, there is, man. There is. I'm going to have to fucking put this up as Tom Rossi's sexual tension bracket gone wrong bracket.
That'll get the views.
Yeah,
that'll get the views.
Bait him to think that you fucked me. Again. But
the scandal.
Going back to what we should actually be fucking talking about.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, each of the songs, I'll tell you the song name. Just give me a very quick summary of what each one basically means and why you've called it that. So we'll start with the first one is You and I.
You and I. Well, that's the song me and Seamus wrote together. It was actually the first song we wrote together. We were both because he was kind of living with me in the time in my old flat in Brighton, and we're both very musical. We both shared kind of Beatles type sounds and stuff like that. Beatles singing harmonies and things, and we both I had the chords and the melody in my head, and we just kind of thought, well, yeah, let's see if we can write something down to it. And eventually we kind of got together, molded like glue and paste and all that lovely stuff, and we wrote You and I, which is personally one of my favourite tracks off the EP.
Yeah, I think out of all four of them, not to downplay the other three even, sorry, but it's definitely my favourite of the four.
Yeah, well, it's because me and Seamus are on it, so.
That bloody sea monster just makes it just so much better, doesn't he? I'm joking, I love it, man.
It's alright.
The second one,
unbelievable.
The second one is called Brighter Day.
Yeah.
Why is it a brighter day?
Well, Brighter Day. That was very like Mole of Kintyre inspired by Paul McCartney. He kind of wrote a folk song about the Scottish.
Do you like the Beatles by any chance?
No,
okay.
No. I think I have a sticker there that says Lost Beatles. I'll just cover it. There we go. But like that was kind of, he wrote a folk song about where he lived in Scotland, and I like the style of the folk song and how he it's so different to what he was doing at the time with Wings, and I kind of decided I wanted to do the same, but about World War One, because I went on like a battlefields trip with my school, and I went to like all the World War One battlegrounds. Like I went to the Somme, I went to Ypres, and I went to places like Passchendaele and stuff. And ever since I kind of had a really big fascination with the history of World War One and how the plight of the soldiers, especially because that was what was like emphasized in all kind of literature I read. Like in English, I studied Wilfred Owen, who was a soldier in World War One, who wrote a lot of poetry about the plight he had to go through, and I kind of thought I wanted to write a song about that essentially, and I kind of tried writing it as if it was a poem, like I'd have repetition in it and things like that. and it didn't come across too try hard. Well, maybe it did, but
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it came off. Oh, that's great then. I did my job. I kind of wanted it to be a sweet little folk song.
Yeah, I
about a
think
World War One
that you
soldier.
can definitely tell it from listening to it. Which, by the way, if you haven't listened to let me start that again. Which I'll say, by the way, if you haven't listened to Tom Rossi's EP, then you definitely should go and listen to it. It is available on Spotify and Apple Music, and I'll make sure I link it down below so that you can go and listen to it yourself and just, I don't know, have your ears fucked by it. But yeah, no, Brighter Day doesn't come across like that at all. You can definitely tell what it is. And like I said, one thing that I really value about this is it's not trying too hard. So it's not like you're trying to make a song be something it's not by forcing it to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. That's
So
good.
yeah, you've succeeded in that aspect, mate. But yeah, the third one is called Face to Face bracket Cut to the Chase.
Yep.
And
That one oh sorry.
no, continue. I was just fucking
okay.
mumbling like a dick.
Oh no, you're not a dick. You're beautiful. That one was kind of the title cut to the chase. I had to do for a BIM songwriting project, and I kind of tried to make it work because obviously when my songwriting style is very different, where I'd write about what I want and stuff, and when cut to the chase, they gave me that kind of name to work with. I thought like what I could base it on. Like there's a lot of stuff there. Ultimately, it was based on a very mean lady, but it kind of I wanted it to sound very energetic because if you want someone to cut to the chase, when you say stuff like that, you're usually kind of like, come on, just say it,
Mate,
just
it
say
sounds
cut
like
to the
me.
chase.
It sounds like me in the last fucking artist profile I did with Joel. Just fucking get to the point, man.
Cut to the chase. Get to it.
Tom Rossi says, cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase. You can sample that.
Okay.
But anybody can. Those 3 words. But yeah, I kind
4
of rate
words.
that. You can tell I failed math. But yeah, I just wanted it to be a kind of not a spiteful song, but a kind of retort, if you will, like a kind of is what it is
Yeah.
type song, and I'm happy with how it turned out, which is why I put it on the EP. Because originally I thought, yeah, I'm just going to record this for BIM, but then as I was listening through to it, I actually thought like, no, this is actually quite catchy. I may keep it. So BIM, you did me a favor there. You made me write a very good song by my standards. I'm happy about that.
You write good songs, shut up. And the last one, Bumbley Head. Now, I was very confused when I looked at the title of this because I thought, what the fuck is a Bumbley Head? But I'm about to find out. So, yeah, what's that about?
Oh, you are. Well, that's a bit of a wholesome story. I mean, because how I write songs, I usually come up with the chord progression first, and I have the melody in my head, and I hum it along, or go do de do do la la or whatever, until I come up with lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was after one of my friends' birthday parties that he had, and it was a surprise party. Loads of people came over, and my girlfriend at the time was in my room, and we were both kind of very drunk. And we were just thinking about. Well, we're just kind of. She was there doing her own thing, like on her phone, because this is when the party kind of died down, and I was just kind of going over this chord progression, and she was kind of saying. I was just kind of humming it like do 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 do, and of course she was having this drilled in her, the poor thing, and she just said, how about this for a lyric? Sitting in a bed with a Bumbley Head. And I kept playing along to it, and I thought like, yeah, no, that works. Like that could be, yeah, that could be something as title. So then when I wrote the song later, I kind of tried to have it based around a Bumbley Head. So although it's a very short song, so although it was only kind of mentioned once in the second verse, it's just kind of, it's what kind of brought it together in a way, because that's what I was basing everything on.
Yeah.
Like the song itself is just about like someone who's breaking up with someone, and they're quite miserable and sad, but the other person is very happy,
Yeah.
and it's giving them a bumbly head, and that could mean anything. Bumbly head could mean depressed as shit. It could mean
Happy.
clinically insane.
Yeah.
It could mean you just have a bumbly head, mate.
Yeah, it's cool. It's down to your own interpretation. Like I thought when I heard bumbly head, I just thought of someone who like overthinks a lot.
Yeah,
Just sort of like I'm obviously like I don't know until now the background of the song, but when I first initially saw it, I thought bumbly head just made me instantly think like, how would you describe a bumbly head? And it just thought, when you're overthinking to shit and you've got so many thoughts that it buzzes like a bee, and obviously bumblebee, and then I sort of just took it as that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I like that definition a lot more. So I think now that's the official reason of it.
Nah, mate, I've copyrighted it. If you want it, you have to buy it off me, mate.
Fuck. How about just a little nip slip at the end of this? Would that be all right?
Yeah, all right. Well, you got yourself a deal, mate. You got yourself a deal.
Same.
I've got a couple more questions, mostly just fucking dumb questions, to be honest. If that's all right. Unless there's anything else that you'd like to tell me about the EP at all.
It's on Spotify.
it's on Spotify and Apple Music. Go listen to it right now.
Please, or I will cry tonight.
Please, need to pay rent. I need that 0.0001 pence.
I've almost made 0.001p, man. Like that's so much to me.
Streaming is the future, bro.
My first check as a musician.
Well done, you've earned 6 pence. Fuck yeah!
Whoa! Can't even buy a Freddo with that.
Oh God, I don't miss it. I don't miss it. The first question I'll ask you, I will judge you on, depending on your answer, and that is custard creams or chocolate bourbons.
Now you see, when I was at school, every break time we had little break trolley come out, and it was basically stuff like breadsticks and biscuits.
Yeah, we had that
whatnot.
as well, like orange juice, apple juice, all that shit. Yeah,
well,
boy.
Yeah, we had stuff
fucking
like that.
party time when the fucking hag that pushed it came out. It's like, yes!
Oh, yeah, no, she was like, just two. Just two. Yeah, but if you were clever like me, you would manage to sneak in an extra one by positioning your hand just in a funny way. But
I'm going to send this to your old school.
No, don't do that. No, please. They can still give me detentions, mate. I don't want that. But in this little box, they had custard creams and chocolate bourbons, and I dabbled with them every now and again. Custard creams, they have that lovely creamy custardy texture, and I respect that.
Hence the name custard creams. Let me guess. The next ones were a bit chocolatey. Remind you of bourbon.
Yes, they did. You're good at this. But I have to say, my final answer would be chocolate bourbon. But that's they're like,
yes.
Thank Christ! We can still be friends after this. That's all.
I can see you sweating. Oh dear. Nah,
okay.
I asked a few people that, and everyone's gone, no, I have to go for custard creams. I'm like, don't get me wrong, custard creams are good.
What?
Custard creams are nice, but fuck me, they're no chocolate bourbons. The last answer I got was, chocolate bourbons are a bit more on the dark side of chocolate, and it's just not for me. And I'm just like, what the fuck's wrong with you, man?
But chocolate is supposed to be chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate is chocolate.
Joel, if you're watching this, then you've now got 2 people telling you that you're wrong. So fucking sort it out, mate.
That's the real division that's going on right now: custard cream and chocolate bourbons. Unless you rip them apart, put the chocolate bourbon on top,
stop
and then the custard
stop
cream
there.
together.
Stop there. Just stop there. That was the most rancid fucking thing I could
It
ever.
could work,
No,
it
it couldn't.
could
No,
work.
it couldn't. No, it couldn't. Do not ever go into Dragon's Den with that bullshit, because you will get turned away and laughed at. That is disgusting. Who the fuck thinks of that?
I'm sorry.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Cut to the chase. No.
Duh, you're giving me a bumbly head.
Oh, fucking hell. It's a good thing it's only just you and I right now, isn't it?
We just want a brighter day.
Woo! Puns, we've gone.
That's it. That's me exhausted.
Second question. I don't really care for either of these, but there seems to be a massive debate that people have. I don't really fucking care. But I'll ask anyway. Jam or peanut butter?
Well, if I have one, I'll die. So
Oh
I'll have
shit.
to stick to the jam.
Okay, fair.
I'll have to stick to the jam for this one. But I'm
Okay.
sure the peanut butter is a very nice lad, but he just wants to kill me, mate. Like,
Peanut butter just tastes like shit, mate, to be honest. Peanut butter to me is what I imagine the bottom of someone's shoe tasting like. Do you know what I mean? It's a weird
I can
colour.
say that, yeah.
It's a bit tangy. Sometimes you enjoy it, but mostly you just
And
don't.
there's crunchy peanut butter and then normal peanut butter. I don't get that.
Just don't
like-
fucking have peanut butter.
And it just have jam.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm personally a fan of like raspberry or strawberry jam. Like those are my two faves.
I haven't had jam in fucking
But,
years, man. I'll have to have some
yeah.
jam.
The rations have been so short lately.
First the
Of
toilet
what's
rolls,
going on.
now jam. Fuck.
This country's going down the pits.
Second
First the
debate.
chocolate and bourbon. Sorry.
No, that's all right, man. No, I mean, I can see you're obviously very passionate about your jam and your peanut butter, but like, it's fine, man. I've never had such a passionate interview before about
Alright,
food.
That's what I am. I'm very passionate. Man.
This next one's going to piss a lot of people off. I say
Like that.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What do you say? Because I know tea
Just-
comes into this quite a lot. People say tea.
Yeah, well,
What are you having for your tea?
is this on personal diet or just like actual?
Just what do you call it?
Morning coffee, sandwich, and then like big boy feast. It could either be like rice and halloumi or something, or
Ooh.
whatever I cook up.
Ooh. Fair.
I'm a
Alright.
very skinny lad, you see. I can't eat as much as I used to.
Oh yeah, same.
No, you're fucking. I love you, mate. Stop this.
Mate, I haven't seen my cock in 12 years. I'm joking.
Mate,
I'm joking. I can't
haven't
see
even
my.
seen my cock since I've been born, mate.
I can. I'm just going to stop it there because that's going to look weird if I'm looking just down at my cock during this. And just finally, just one more question before I have to unfortunately leave you. Is there any plans that you want to tell us about? Anything that we should look forward to apart from this obviously artist profile? But is there anything that we should look forward to that you're doing that we should expect?
Well, me and Seamus and everyone else who worked on the EP, we're quite overwhelmed with the response we got from it. Like, we've just pushed 1,000 streams, which is like a big deal for me. I haven't
Wow,
even got that many
congrats,
kind
man.
of stuff.
Talking
I'm
to
so-
a rock star.
You are, mate. I'm the next Noel Gallagher.
I said
um,
rock star, not cock star.
You know. But we're very overwhelmed with what we got, and we've kind of, we're going to be working on more things. It's not the last Tom Rossi EP you're going to see.
Nice, I'm glad.
As much as that might excite you or make you very angry and upset.
Well, I mean, you've told me
It's
that
not
news,
last.
and now I can finally see my cock after those 12 years. So,
There we go.
blessed. No, I'm glad you're doing another one, man. Because obviously, just a little tip. I will be doing a full EP review of Tom Rossi, which you should definitely watch, just like all my other videos, to be honest. But I will be doing a full EP review of Rossi's album, EP, sorry. Which I'm very much looking forward to because it just means I get to experience it all over again. But yeah, I'm very glad to know that you're doing another one because I've listened to the EP maybe 2-3 times. And obviously when I review it, I'll be listening to it about 20 to 30 times and I'll know every fucking part of it inside and out. So
Get that little serotonin boost for me.
just,
The little
everything's
streams
just
going
a
up.
brighter day. Fuck!
I'll just be sat there like, more.
All the streams. But I'm glad you're doing another one because I love this EP. Like everything, obviously, there's a few things that I changed, a few things that I didn't like, but I mean, no one can put out a perfect EP. Do you know what I mean? But overall,
exactly.
man, I loved it, and I'm very glad to know that you're doing another one. And it's also good to know as
Thank
well
you,
that
that's
not only
so
have you
much
just hit 1,000 streams, but you're getting such a good response for it as well.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, I'm sure the people who didn't like it aren't going to message me, but I've had a lot of people who have liked it said like, yeah, no, I really like it. So that's always nice.
Oh, I just love that. The people who do like it just message me and they're like, yeah, I like it.
I mean, that's all you really need to get me happy, really. Just say that, and
Well,
And
Mr.
have fun.
Rossi, I like it.
you don't know how happy I'm going to be going to sleep tonight.
I'm pretty sure I'll find out on Snapchat. But anyway, I'm going to end that there. I just want to say a massive thank you to Tom. But no, Seamus, if you are watching this, congratulations, obviously, on the EP as well as Tom. And just a massive thank you to Tom for being here, for chatting absolute waffle with me for nearly 40 minutes.
For giving me the opportunity, my friend.
More than welcome, my friend. And yeah, keep an eye out for my review of Tom Rossi's EP, Waking Up. So thank you, Tom, and I hope you have a nice day. And thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Unless you like custard creams, in which case, fuck off.